Oh, yeah. Oh, they shot my hive.
All right, we are back.
Yeah. It was right in the middle of resing me, too. They shot it.
You guys are just on your way into the warehouse.
That's right. I got something for you guys here. Eat my turret.
Leading the way for the guard and Captain Harlan.
Ow.
He'll walk up with you guys to the warehouse door, and
sniper with it. That's the problem.
as you guys go under and through the bent doorway, he will
and the light bulb
follow with his guards behind him. He says, please lead the way after y'all.
All right.
Go to the crate we opened before.
Okay. Yeah, the crate's there, jammed up against the side of another crate with the mech sitting there,
Sweet.
unused. He says,
I'm gonna need that.
you guys know how to work these things?
You know, sometimes.
Yes, I managed to figure it out while we were investigating.
Let's see, where is that?
All right. Please, go for it.
Would you prefer we open a fresh crate? Or use the one we opened before?
Oh, okay. Good times.
I don't see the need to possibly risk opening another crate.
Just making sure.
Yeah, let's just have a look.
Before I actually move the crates, I want to make a little barricade at the end of the room for the guards to be behind.
Okay. Yeah.
Just waist-high crates, so they can aim their crossbows and have a little bit of
Okay.
something behind them.
Yeah, that's not a problem. It'll probably take 5 or 10 minutes to kind of go around and gather up enough crates to set up a little barricade for them to stand behind.
And then I'll move the other one so the door's open.
Okay.
I'll make sure to stand near the other crate that's powered.
Yeah, for sure.
And then pull out one of the boxes.
All right, yeah, the metal box slides out fairly easily from the larger crate. And Captain Harlan is standing there. Says, go ahead and lift the lid, let's see. And he's kind of leaning back as he says it, ready to get away.
Somebody's coming from behind.
I'm going to move the still open larger crate back closed against the other one.
Okay.
And then I'll lift the lid on this one. Is
Nice.
everyone in position? Is everyone ready?
Yes.
Claws out.
Oh, I see. I see.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you pop off the lid. You just kind of bring the arm of the mech down and clamp on it and lift it straight up. And immediately you can see in there a large ogre-like creature, mutated, much like the one that you saw that you fought. It has 2 strange appendages coming out of its back. It is not moving. It's just lying there.
Put
You
the
can
lid
see.
down.
I'll close the lid.
Okay. Yep.
That's all we needed to see. I don't want
Yep.
to fight another one.
Yeah.
Oh.
The captain is pale and says, "All right then. It's what I needed to see."
I'm going to go ahead and put this back, if that's okay, Captain.
Yeah, he kind of. Yep. You go ahead and put that back. I'm gonna go sit over here. Just catch my breath for a little bit.
I'll go ahead and put it back in the crate, and then make sure that crate is closed up against the other one that's still powered.
Okay.
Same setup we had before.
Yeah, he before you do that, he says, hold on a second. We did bring some incendiaries. Drop some fire in there. Just make sure. Let's do that.
I'm
Are
going
you sure
to
you want to
stand
risk
way
waking it up?
back. Way back if he's going to play with fire.
All right.
Way back. Maybe even duck down behind something.
Okay.
I love my beard.
He says, you guys have encountered this thing before. It did respond to fire, right?
Everything
Yes.
responds to fire.
Explosively.
After we killed it.
Yes.
Nods. He says, "All right, bring in the fire." And one of the guards will come in with a small device that looks like it's designed to explode in fiery destruction. And he says,
I've got
"This
a
thing's
bad
on.
feeling about
This thing's on a timer, so you lift the lid, we'll toss it in, close the lid, and let it go off."
How many did you bring? Because there's 2 more in here.
He says, "We just brought the one. We'll take this one out at least, and then seal the others back up." They don't seem to be moving, which is good.
No. We should let the military handle it. when they
How
get here.
many crates are in here again? The
There are
big
3 crates like this, if I recall correctly.
in this
Yes.
container, but how many containers?
No, I mean, there's 3 containers each with 3 containers like this.
Presumably
This
Okay.
one
3
or 2
smaller
others.
crates in
So
each
there
one.
would be a total of 9 of these monsters
Okay.
by my math, if I'm correct, and I might.
There
not
are
be.
3 crates in this one, but the one that you found in the mines may have come from this one.
So there could potentially be
4
4.
to a
Yeah, they
larger
could
crate.
fit 4 in them.
Sweet.
So we could be staring at 11 of these fucking things.
Yeah.
I thought it was on the rope.
That would, as I said, pretty much wipe Port of Pearl off the map if they all got loose. What are we? We are looking around at the guards and us. We are what would have to stop them. And right now, with the crack on my head from those zombies outside, I don't think I'm up to it.
Yeah, Captain Harlan. I agree. I don't think we could stop more than maybe one of these things at a time right now.
It took 4 of us to kill the first one.
And I'm afraid if you light it on fire, if it doesn't just kill it, it's going to be mad and probably come out of that box.
Yeah, look at that fire damage.
Make a
So,
persuasion roll with advantage.
I got you.
This is trying to play into my, let's try not to make this a fight. It might get me killed.
Oh yeah, for sure. He nods. He waves back the person with the incendiary device, and he says, "All right, I think you're right.
Let's take it out in the middle of nowhere if you want to blow it up to see what happens. That way we could all just run away from it. Although then it would be loose in the countryside.
Let's just wait for the military to handle it.
Sounds like a plan. This is, I believe, above my pay grade."
Yes.
At least
All
you're
right.
getting paid.
He looks
Well, I
at you,
guess
says,
we got paid.
I'm sorry, I can't give you more, sir."
Oh,
That's fine. I'll
you
stuff
gave.
the
I don't
smaller
remember
crate.
asking for it, but I accepted it.
I'll stuff the smaller crate back in the larger one.
Okay. Yeah, you can put them all back in place. It takes 20 or so minutes to put everything back. By the end of it, the captain is standing there. He says, well, we got just 1 or 2 more hours before the military gets into town.
The military is loyal to the Prime Voice, right? And the Empire or whatever government is in place here.
Yeah, the military would be controlled by the Council of Speakers, which is kind of the council that works behind the Prime Voice
Okay.
for the Republic of Damashq. But yeah, they would be loyal. You would expect.
Okay, cool.
We should rest and prepare a report for when they get here of everything that happened and everything we found.
Indeed.
The speakers should know.
Russian. Hurry up with those parts.
Yeah, the captain
Also-
says, oh, yep.
Captain, I would not let what we know, if possible, get beyond this circle here. For this Avasora is very powerful group, as evidenced by the people we ran into, which I think worked for them. You know, they had teleportation magic and such. So there could be agents of this organization actively working in the town right now. And if they know we're onto them, they might move. So hopefully we can ask your men to be discreet and kind of keep this on the low for now.
Yeah, he says, I have faith that my men will keep what they have seen to themselves. And I know that I do not plan to spread it until we figure out a little bit more.
Yeah, this is far scarier than I think we realize right now.
Uh-huh.
No, I don't.
Alrighty. Well, let us get back to town.
Give me a second.
Yeah,
Brandon.
please.
Cool. Yeah, you guys can make it
And
back
those
without...
crates, I want to be as far from them as
Yeah.
possible.
You guys can make it back without any trouble. If you do encounter 1 or 2 infected, there are no more throngs of them. So if you encounter 1 or 2, the guards will pick them off from afar. Yeah, your trip back is uneventful. Yeah. The captain, when you get back, captain says, all right, I will make sure to come get you when the military gets here, but I don't know if you guys wanted to talk to the Vox Populi before or after they got here.
No, I really think we ought to keep him out of the loop on this as well, because while you vouch for him, I don't know him, so I'm not going to give him that automatic level of respect. And as far as I'm concerned, he still is a suspect implicit in something. Maybe not this, but something. So as such, if he's willing to engage in such things, he's not entirely to be trusted. So let's keep him out of the loop for now.
As well, we are only adventurers. We have no rank to pull here.
No, this is merely suggestions. You are the captain. You're the man making the call.
Yeah, he says, not a problem. I think you're right. I think we should avoid bringing him in just yet. We don't know how far this goes, and his name was on those documents. I hate to believe it, but it doesn't look good. You know, he'll dismiss you guys. So you have an hour or 2 to kill before the military is supposed to get into town.
Well, then at the very least, I want to take a short rest.
Let's get some of these wounds healed, if possible.
Yes.
Yeah, you can do that.
All right.
Okay.
All right. I now
Are you
have.
good at medicine?
I am, but I have a new ability.
Oh.
During a short rest, any friendly creature who can hear my performance regains any hit points, gets an extra D6 at the end of that rest.
Okay.
Nice.
So yeah, you can all roll
You have
hit
to
dice if
expend
you
hit
want.
dice to get it, yes.
Yeah. So yeah, anybody who wants can roll hit dice and then roll an extra D6 at the end of that.
Yeah, I think I kind of need to.
Yeah, I think you do.
Nice.
All right, I'm only going to expend the 1 hit die. And here's my D6.
Me too,
Fully
me
healed,
too.
but that'll work.
Ugh.
Yes, level 26.
Oh
Ugh.
man.
Okay.
You roll these low numbers.
Yeah, those are bad rolls.
I'd like to attempt to heal, since he's
Okay.
singing and giving them a performance. I'd like to attempt to heal.
Telling
one.
stories.
Telling
Barlo
stories.
mostly tells stories.
Yep. All right. Yeah, you're gonna try and heal what, Trilliok?
Cora's the only one with wounds right now, correct?
I think so.
Oh.
I'm wounded still slightly, but I'll be fine.
You don't have any critical injuries, though,
Oh, I
right?
don't have any crits, no.
And the highest Cora has is a 2?
The only Cora has is a 2. 2 severity 2s.
Yeah, they're both 2.
I'll try it out. Does the Hearless kit lower the check or give me advantage?
Well,
if I
let's say it gives you
expend a charge?
advantage. Yeah, advantage.
Because
Yeah, so you need-
I am proficient with medicine, and have a +6 to the roll.
Can he make the roll while still singing that performance?
I don't.
Yeah.
So, can I do both?
I haven't actually.
No, you're right. You can if you're healing, you can't. Yeah, do
Yeah. No,
the song over.
I'll
Yeah.
I
give my
watched the original
contribution.
First Blood,
Wish me luck.
All right.
and
You're lucky.
Oh.
Because when you roll a 1, you cause another critical injury. So advantage
Oh,
saved you
God.
there.
Oh
But
my
you
God.
you do reduce the severity of one of them by 1. So even on a
Yay.
failure, you reduce the severity. So
That's cool.
yeah,
Sweet, thank you.
cool. So yeah, Corey, you still have 2 critical injuries, but you have a severity 1 and a severity 2.
Since I didn't need to spend any hit die, I'm going to go ahead and use Arcane Recovery to get a spell
Okay.
slot back.
Sounds good.
Nice. Do you not get arcane recovery if you have to expend hit dice?
Well, I was trying to heal someone as well as
I see.
doing that,
Yep.
so I imagine if I have to study my spellbook to get Arcane Recovery.
Yep.
Mm.
You do have
Two-
2 hours, so you could do both, but you're at full health, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
2 hours long enough to get a spell slot back?
No.
For
You need a full
wizard.
8-hour rest. Yeah, for a wizard it is.
Yeah, wizard's the only one. Or warlocks. Warlocks always
Yeah.
get all their spells back on a short rest.
The shop
Yep.
that I-
Or Druid of the Land does as well.
Does it? Wow.
I don't play casters often.
I've never played a druid. It's the one character class in 5e I don't think I've tried.
This is my first real 5e character, so. But I'm normally rogue all the way. Sometimes bard, but usually rogue.
What
No,
edition are you familiar with?
We did 3.5 last time I played.
Okay, that 3.5 and 3 is the only edition of D&D I've never played. I'd go all the way back to the basic box and AD&D. I started playing AD&D in freshman year of high school. We would meet in the science room before school because one of my friends, the DM, who I'm still friends with, was a student trustee and he had keys to the science building.
Nice. Yeah.
So we were nerding out in the science building playing D&D.
How does Thaco work?
How does Thaco work? We do not speak of Thaco.
We do not
No.
But I'll tell you, once you get used to using Thaco, combat moves fast. It did facilitate that. It was just basically dumbing down the math or with first edition D&D, it used to be you'd have to roll a die and compare on a chart to see whether or not you hit or whether or not you made your save. And it was, blah, 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 blah. It could be tedious.
Moving on.
Sorry.
Yeah, 2 hours pass. What do you guys like? So you recover for a bit. Are you guys doing anything else? Just hanging out, kind of?
Just be visible. See if we can help out any of the locals, ease their discomforts, help them with whatever minor, things they need doing.
Okay. Yeah, I think. I mean, there are still people kind of in the medical tent. Far fewer than there were.
Okay, I'm trained in medicine. I'll help out in the
Yeah.
medical tent with my spare time.
Cool. Go ahead and make a medicine roll just to see kind of how much you help. I think Aurora's in there working at the time, so somebody at least. And yeah, you are an excellent help. She greatly appreciates all the service that you've done. Yeah. What's everyone else doing?
Are there any birds or small animals hanging out in the area?
You might be able to find some. Make a nature check. Oh yeah. Yeah, you find like right around the tavern that you've all kind of centered around. If you walk just 2 or 3 minutes away, there's a small park that's built into the city. It has its own little pond and trees and everything, and you can find, birds and a couple ducks
Okay.
just hanging out.
So now that I can actually, commune with these animals, I'm going to make sure they all know that there's big scary stuff coming and they need to GTFO. I want them
Okay.
all to get their friends and just clear the fuck out.
Okay. Yeah, your ability is like animals can understand you.
They can understand my speech.
Speech of the woods. Fish and beasts can understand your speech. Nice. Yeah, that's awesome. And yeah, you can understand their gestures too. So you get the impression of they're all nervous. I think you get the impression. Nervous, but really don't have anywhere else to go. Like they've lived in a park in a city or in a town their whole life, so
I
they
will
don't know where else
explain
they would
to them
go.
where my cabin is. They can all
Okay.
go gather there.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
I just want them somewhere safe.
All right. Yeah, not a problem. You explain it to them, and you get the impression that they will listen to you. Trilliac, what are you doing?
I read my spell book and I grumble about Weatherby. I miss him.
Can you summon him again, or does it take time?
10 gold worth of incense
Oh yeah.
every time. That's an expensive distraction.
Yep.
Or 10 coins.
Yeah.
I have something for you, Trilliac. Perhaps you can barter it for some incense.
What do you have?
Among my possessions that was given to me as a dwarf was a gem worth 10 gold pieces, a random gem. It was part of my starting equipment. If you can barter this for incense, we can use it to resummon your friend.
Or you
And
can
so-
provide me 4 coin if you have it.
I can spare 4 coin, absolutely.
Thank you. I'll go off and find some incense.
Okay. Yeah, you can find some at cost, 10 gold. That's not a problem.
Do I have enough time to cast it again? An hour and 10 minutes?
Yeah, I think you have just enough time.
Okay. I'll summon Weatherby back to me.
Okay. Back in
Yay!
owl form.
Weatherby. He's our
All
friend.
right. Yeah. Excellent. Yeah, so a few hours pass, and Captain Harlan eventually comes and finds the 3 of you. Says, all right, I have word that they have landed on the docks. They'll be here shortly. Says, it sounds like they sent one of the higher-ups, Colonel Priscilla Provo, Colonel Provo, I'm sure she will prefer to be called. But I'm sure she will want to talk to you guys.
Priscilla Provo?
Yes.
Indeed. Should we wait with you, Captain?
He nods. Says, yes, I think it would be best, since you guys don't have any official capacity here, if you were seen with me. That way I can bring some legitimacy to this situation.
Does he direct us to like a nearby table with other guards or anything?
Yeah,
like
I
that?
think he kind of stands near the front of the barricade, and gestures for you guys to join him and kind of wait for this colonel.
Yeah.
And it's not long before you see in the distance, walking down the main street, a group of 5 or 6 people. At the front is a fairly tall woman. And she, you can see from here a greenish tint to her skin, large tusks sticking out from her bottom jaw, and a shaved head. She has tattoos all around her face in various designs as she walks forward. She's in camouflage fatigues, military gear. And as they approach, she looks forward. She says, "Captain Harlan, is that you?" And she holds out her hand for a handshake. And he kind of takes it awkwardly. She says, "These the adventurers I heard about?" She looks to the 3 of you. Says, "I hear you guys have fought off these things.
Aye.
Indeed.
And you have not been infected?"
Not yet.
We appear to have immunity of some kind.
Troubling. Good, but troubling. No one else has shown immunity from all the reports.
Same with that the shooting range mission or whatever. That, like,
Come with me. And she just walks through. Captain Harlan just kind of holds up his hands like, "Oh, okay."
Okay, we'll follow her.
I follow the scary half-orc lady.
Scary. I think she's kind of hot.
Yeah,
She's a happy like me.
Yeah. Yeah, she kind of walks through and sets up they set up a command center in a small abandoned building. Well, not abandoned, one they clear out of people.
Get out of here.
Yeah, basically. And yeah, she sits down at what was once a kitchen table, probably. And gestures for the 4 of you, the 3 of you and Captain Harlan, to sit with her.
Tommy guns actually.
I'll sit next to her.
Okay.
Barlo is smitten.
I'll sit across the table.
Okay.
I'm gonna stand in a corner.
Okay. Yeah, she says, so, reports tell me you guys have found information
Old weapons
that
have way low level.
may be harmful to lots of people.
Well, yes.
Level 19
And
light machine guns that
we
I've
will
for a while. It's actually pretty good.
tell them about what we found in the mines, the Avasora tech we found in the one ogre we killed,
I sure
where
the
it
spine
came
fragment
from.
I haven't
that I
gotten
have.
Yeah.
level weapons past level 22 though.
Yeah, if you show her that, she'll hold out her hand, like expecting you to hand it over.
I handed over.
Okay. Yeah, she'll take it and hand it off to one of her men. She says, "This is troubling, to say the least."
Then we'll tell her about how we found more of the same lying dormant in the warehouse district.
Within the Avasor crates, signed
In
for
the,
by the mayor.
Yeah, she lets out like a... You're not sure at first, I don't think, if it's like a growl or not. But after a second, you notice it's a laugh. Like she's chuckling to herself. It's kind of like a... So, telling me, biggest corporation in the Republic
That's how I've been really working on like leveling.
ships these things in their own shipping crates. And they're signed for by the leader of the town they're shipped to.
Oh, we're not saying that that's what happened. We're saying that that's what the evidence points to.
It could very well be someone planting the evidence.
It could very well
point
be
at that.
something else, somebody else behind this. Maybe the Stout Hearts.
She looks at you. She says, "Is there a reason you point them out?"
No, just personal beef, I guess. Make nothing of it.
The elf within the mine mentioned that they worked for the owners of the mine, but we're not quite sure what they meant by that.
The trail
actual
of that
owners?
seemed to...
Someone disputing the ownership, anything like that.
Yeah, she turns and barks an order in. Does anybody understand Orcish?
No.
No.
Okay. Yeah, so she barks an order at someone who then like stands up straight and leaves the building. She turns back around. She says, "We'll look into this. Thank you for your service."
I also hand her the manifest with the mayor's signature on it.
Yeah, she grabs it.
We haven't had a chance to verify if that is actually his signature. We did not let the mayor know that he was under suspicion. But it's your
Smart.
investigation now.
She nods. She leans back, more comfortable after you said that than she was a second ago. She says, "I'm glad you understand. I'm glad you'll be handing this over. No problems. We will take it from here." Says,
Do you wish for us to remain in town?
She reaches into her pocket, looking for something, doesn't find it, and kind of gestures behind her. One of the guards puts a small device in her hand. She holds it out to you. She says, "Keep this on you. I can reach you whenever I want. If I have questions, I'll call you back. Stay within a reasonable distance."
Define reasonable.
More than a day's travel.
May I have an insight check to see if she's sincere about investigating this?
You most certainly may.
Can I support him in that? I am proficient in insight.
Yeah, you can make it with advantage.
I am proficient in insight as well.
Yep, go ahead and make it with advantage.
That's
18.
12s.
That's pretty good.
Double 12s.
Yeah, double 12s. Yeah, it seems like, on the one hand, she does seem very sincere about investigating this. She wants to figure out what happened.
But she seems skeptical.
She seems hesitant to implicate somebody important. Like, you get the feeling that she doesn't want it to be... she's also worried about her career, basically.
Yeah, well, understandable.
Yeah, so... Yeah, you
But
get the...
I don't get the feeling I should distrust her.
No, she's being honest, but reserved, and yeah, she's
That's
concerned.
all I was worried about.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, she says, we'll meet with the Vox Populi. Hopefully it doesn't come down to it, but if he's a problem, we'll take care of it.
No, I sincerely hope that it turns out to be somebody else.
So do I.
One likes to believe he can have faith in his public servants.
She nods. She says, I am told that you saved the life of the Prime Voice. That is
Yes, but not without a cost.
Yes.
There appear to be. Oh, sorry.
I'd say before I say anything, I'm going to look at the other two in the room and kind of. I'm wondering if I should.
Oh,
I nod. Yeah.
oh, yeah.
Actually, I don't think I'm going to discuss what the cost was because the price has been paid and cannot be unpaid. So that's all water under the bridge. Just it cost us to save his life.
She nods. She says, very well. If
They very well have cost everybody.
if we need to know, we will ask you kindly once.
Keep an eye out for the acolytes of the pearlescent deity.
Yes, it was their leader that saved in exchange for something that we were told was of great power. Perhaps the source of the power of the pearlescent deity itself.
Was it an echo?
She slides a paper in front of her. She says, yes, Zedru, we have
That would be him.
files on him. Not the most pleasant man.
No. And he's probably a whole lot more dangerous now. I would keep him on your radar.
He is well on our radar. Most of his kind are.
I'll take the communicator. And,
Okay. Yeah. She slams her hands on the table, stands up, says, I think we're done. Unless you have something else you want to tell me.
What are
Did
you
you want us
doing
to
for
be
dinner
present?
tonight?
Good to
Make a persuasion roll. See how she reacts.
Oh.
14 isn't bad. 14 isn't bad. Got a +6. She says, I think with that, she doesn't she doesn't react poorly. And instead she says, we have rations, just like normal.
I can see you're not a lot of fun. We'll work on that.
Yeah, one of the soldiers behind her, you hear, and then his eyes go wide, and he just stands there at attention, like, oh shit. So. She glares at him for a second and looks back at you and says, there's a time for fun. It is not now.
I'll take that as a rain check then.
Colonel Priscilla, before we go, we don't actually have that much to do around town. Possibly hunt down some zombies, people infected. Did you want us to be with you when you meet the mayor? We do have abilities for persuasive purposes, especially with magic, if need be.
She says, my people are trained in the art of interrogation. Magical and otherwise.
Yeah, I think we should stay out of her way.
We'll be around.
She nods. And she just kind of goes back into the kind of the back room and leaves you guys standing there in the front.
Let's leave the building full of military people.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Head back to the inn. I need a beer.
What the hell is she?
All right. Yeah, you guys, it's like the next building over. So,
Okay.
yeah, you guys can walk out and walk back into the inn right next door. Lucas, the bartender, will wave at you, Barlo, and say, "Ah, you're back."
Aye, we are.
Yeah, he seems happy to see you after you, because you spent some time mending his things, if I remember correctly.
Yes, I did.
He says, please, drinks on the house.
Awesome. I'm only going to have one. I want to keep my wits about me, but I'm going to sit and rest and nurse the bump I still have on my head.
Yeah, he comes out with three mugs and hands them to you guys.
Well, now what shall we do? Seems we make, quite the effective little troubleshooting group. Perhaps we should look into exploiting that for fun and profit.
Okay, so right here,
How do you mean?
right here.
Well, there's always people needing problems solved, right? So we bill ourselves as problem solvers and solve problems.
Now that
Just
I'm
like
here
we've
with you,
been
I gotta
doing.
go with you 'cause I can't get out.
Now, seems to me one of the problems we need to solve is the little
This is where you go.
frog creatures, if they survive the cave-in,
It's not
and
that
I'm
bad.
thinking
Yes.
perhaps they
It's,
did,
sometimes
are still under the yoke of slavers. We need to do something about that, because I cannot abide the thought of a free spirit being owned by somebody else, nor the mindset of somebody who would own another being.
So he actually left a note for me.
Did he?
He did. I don't know what the River of Slow Death is, but he says they're moving north and the masters are coming home, and told me to find the bullywug.
The
Itchy.
bullywug.
Would I have ever heard of this thing before, the bullywug?
You can make a history check to see if you've heard of any of that stuff.
Okay. Oh,
I cannot help you.
no.
No.
I'm not even proficient in history.
I am.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah. Oh, nice.
Wow, my rolls
Yeah.
are on tonight.
Yeah, they are.
Yes, so the bullywug you recognize since you've been in town, probably, Barlo, you've heard the story of the founding of Port of Pearl. Being a collector of stories in particular. The town itself used to belong to a tribe of people called the Bullywug tribe. When they discovered that this pearl substance was growing out of the ground, the Republic wanted the land, and so they offered the Bullywug people a trade in order for to come take the land. And the Bullywug at first refused, but eventually the Republic offered them a custom-designed human that would act as a servant for them, or group of humans. These would be basically genetically engineered humans that were designed to be subservient and excellent at various tasks. In order to make these people, they used a lot of animal crossover. And one of the animals they used was frogs. Over time, the servants and the Bullywug people kind of became frog-like due to a problem in the process. And they were eventually moved out of Port of Pearl so the Republic could come in and take over.
It's horrible. So the bullywugs are victims of magical experimentation, it sounds like. Now the question is, where were they moved to?
Yeah, it's less clear on that. You know that they moved north of the city, Although nobody now, this was probably 600 or 700 years ago. So most of the people don't know. It's all legend.
Now, is there a town archive or a library?
Yeah, there would be a town archive, probably in the town hall.
I sent away all the birds.
Perhaps in the town archive, we might find where they sent the bullywugs.
Or something interesting to read in the meantime.
Absolutely. There's always new stories to learn.
Cora, do you do libraries?
I think I'm going to step outside the city limits while you do that.
To visit your forest?
Yes.
All right.
Migrating birds might have some information too.
You'll know where to find us. And
Okay.
I'll send Weatherby with her,
Okay. Sounds good.
since she can actually communicate with Weatherby now.
Yeah. Cool.
Send him back if you run into any trouble.
Noted. I'm gonna go out towards my cabin while they go to the library.
Okay. Your cabin's probably you won't go all the way to your cabin. I don't imagine. It's probably a day and a half travel away at least. But yeah, you can go outside to the western side of the city basically. While the other two, you guys are going to the town hall basically to look at the archives.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Is the town hall within the barricade?
Yeah, it's in the safe zone. It would be where the Vox Populi, his office is. The office of the head of the mines, Grant Hafto, is also there. And then, yeah, there's the town archives. Yeah, so you two can make your way down there fairly easily. And considering it's the town hall, it's not that elegant. It's a fairly typical building made of wood. It does have kind of a statue in the front, carved out of the pearl that the town is famous for on the front. It has kind of an image of basically the dock area of the town carved out in this in relief. But you guys can make your way into the town hall.
Okay.
And you can kind of follow signs to get to the archives. They're mostly labeled. Eventually you get to kind of a back room that is small and cramped, with a lady sitting behind a wooden desk, basically. And behind her, you can see rows and rows of bookshelves. Like the room opens up behind her into bookshelves. But
Wow.
there's a little nameplate on her desk that says Karina Purcell. And as you guys come in, she says, "Oh my, we don't get visitors very often back here."
Oh, today is your lucky day, ma'am.
Mike Wazowski.
Well, welcome. How can I help you?
We
Gentlemen.
are looking for some records on the history of town. Specifically, the people that were here and where they went to when they were removed from here. The original inhabitants of the Port of Pearl. The bullywugs, I believe they were called.
The Bullywug people. Yeah, we have some information on them.
Show me, please.
She kind of slides back from her desk, gets up, and starts walking back. It takes probably 5 or so minutes of her shuffling through papers. And she comes back with probably a foot-tall stack of papers. She says, "This is all we got." And puts it on the desk. She says, and she like holds out her hand expectantly.
I'll give her a coin.
Okay. Yeah, she grabs it, puts it in her pocket, says, 10, 20 minutes good enough?
We should find what we're looking for by then.
I'll be here. And she sits back down and starts working. Go ahead and make an investigation roll with advantage, whoever wants to. Since both of you
go
are
ahead
looking.
and make it. I'll do the aid.
15? All right.
Yep.
Cora, you make it
Yes.
outside of town. How far out are you going? Just 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 20 minutes, 10?
Probably closer to an hour. I want to get out to where there's some actual animals.
Okay. Yeah, you can make it out there. What are you looking to do exactly?
I am looking for the sorts of birds who travel a lot, or someone like a wolf who has a wide range of territory that I can talk to.
Okay. Make a survival roll to try and track something that would be helpful. Nice. Yeah, so it takes you a little while, but eventually you come across the tracks of a large wolf that you can follow back to their source. You can find a wolf den eventually.
All right. Is he in the den? Are they hanging out outside? Do they see me coming?
Yeah, I think they have. You start to notice one following you as you're following the tracks. Yeah.
Perfect. As soon as I realize he's following, I'm just going to stop and sit down. Just right where I'm at, just sit on the floor.
Okay. Yeah, it seems to stop in the bushes behind you, waiting.
I see you, friend.
It circles around through the bushes until it's in front of you, and lets out a howl. Then just sits.
Waiting for the rest of its pack. That's fine. Like all of my weapons are put away. Claws are not out, nothing like that. I'm just gonna kind of lean around the bush a little, and I just need some help finding somebody. Thought you might be able to help me.
Make an animal handling check with advantage, since they can understand you. Ooh, nice. Yeah. A second one, slightly larger, joins it and sits next to it, and you get the sense of curiosity from it.
I'll repeat myself to this one. I need some help finding somebody. You guys might be able to help out.
Yeah, they both seem curious and interested.
And I'll start to explain what sort of creature I'm looking for, and see if it strikes any chords of familiarity with them.
Yeah, they seem familiar. You get a sense of familiarity.
So if needed, could you point me in the right direction?
Yeah, the larger one slowly pads forward to you and kind of nuzzles up under your chin.
Scratch the ears.
Okay, yeah, it seems to be approving of your plan.
Excellent. So I can't take you into the city with me. That might upset people. Will you wait here for me for a little while?
It circles around a little bit and then sits, then lays.
Perfect. I'm gonna run back to town as fast as I can. I don't want to make these guys wait any longer than I have to.
Okay. Barlo and Trilliok, you guys are going through, like hundreds of papers. You do come across a brief mention of the River of the Slow Deaths. You come across this paper that talks about the bullywug in particular migrating north along the River of the Slow Deaths from caverns on the north end of the town.
So they're within the caverns, supposedly?
They moved north along the river, which flows out of the caverns to the north.
I wonder if the bullywugs and the little frogmen are the same or are connected. What did they call themselves? Grung? I don't know. We couldn't speak to them. Actually, I could understand them.
Yeah, you could.
For a while.
Yeah, you probably heard them refer to themselves as Grung.
Is it possible that the masters are the bullywugs?
There's that possibility.
I think that's about as much reading as I can take right now. The story did say that there was a servitor race created to serve the bullywugs, and perhaps these are them, and they're still servitors. But I don't care if they were created to be servitors. I don't like the idea of, being born into bondage like that. So, indeed.
That's something that we have to do. Do we have a map of the area? I wish Cora was here. Maybe she knows where the River of the Slow Death is.
I'm running back.
I ask the librarian if there's a map available, a recent map of town.
She sighs, she goes, and reaches out in front of you on the desk and pulls up a little brochure that has see the sights of Port of Pearl, and has the map. It's like a visitor's guide with a map on it. She just holds it out to you.
Yep. And I give her a gold as well.
Okay. She pockets it.
Is it real campy?
Yeah, it's it's one of those touristy maps for sure.
See the rivers of the slow death.
Yeah, it's got the oversized pier made of pearl on it, and the statue is huge in front of the town hall.
Yeah, it's got the caricature you get of the streets like San Francisco.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's got the mines on it, in huge with the picture of a guy swinging a pickaxe.
Well, yeah. Is the River of the Slow Death on this map?
It is not.
Is there anything north of town?
It doesn't look like there's much north of town. I guess it probably has a waterway coming out of the mines on the map, but it's not labeled or anything.
Do you think this is it? Barlo?
Must be. It must be.
Or very at least leads into it. Based on what we read.
The river flows out of the mine, right?
Supposedly.
Yes.
So I think perhaps following the river.
Shall we wait for Cora?
Yes, absolutely.
We'll return all the documents and papers.
I actually think we should maybe spend another day and get our wits about us before we go traipsing out of town. The sense of urgency now that the prime voice has been rescued is just not there. There's no need for us to, in haste, go out unprepared.
What time is it, actually?
At this point, it's probably mid-afternoon.
Okay.
Yeah, the military got there around noon. You guys talked to her for a while. And then this took a little while.
Okay. So we'll return all the papers to the librarian, Karina.
Yep.
And I'll step
Thank
out.
you. Have a nice day.
You too.
Oh, you too. Well, she was pleasant. So, back to the tavern.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, you can all meet up there. Cora, you can get back.
Flying through the door. I know how to find them.
Yeah, we think we should
Okay.
follow the river.
No. I know how to find them. I have
Okay,
a
cool.
guide.
Cool. You know
Where?
a guy?
Where are they?
So they have 4 legs
I won't
Yeah.
hold that against him.
and some sharp teeth, but
That,
we've-
as long
we-
as they don't hold that against me, I'll be fine.
we've made friends. They recognized the creatures and they think they know where they are. They said they can lead us to them.
Sounds
Are they
like
in
a
town?
plan.
A little ways outside, I just ran back
Why didn't you send Weatherby?
because I wanted to tell you so we could figure things out. Weatherby's still hanging out. I brought him with me, don't worry.
All right. Let's go.
I actually thought about it like halfway through your guys' scene. I was like, crap, I could have sent the bird.
Only dash 120 feet while flying, I'm just saying. We'll get up and follow her.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I will guide you guys back out to the forest and introduce you to my friends.
Yeah, two
nice doggy.
2 very large wolves.
I will stay behind Barlo.
I'm scratching. I'm assuming the big one is the male. They're usually the larger ones. So I'm going to
Yep.
stand there and like scratch his head again. I'm pretty sure this is his mate. They kind of came together, so. But they said they know where to take us. They said they'll take us.
Okay. I'm actually quite impressed by this. You are Cora, wolf friend.
This is my forest. I don't live in the city.
I know how you feel. I missed my mountain.
Maybe someday I'll explain why, but cities are not home.
There's only one city I call home, and this one's not it.
You said it was mid-afternoon-ish?
Yes.
Okay. So, I'm sure our friends here are probably hungry. And I'm sure we want to make sure that we're well equipped for the journey because I don't know how long it'll take. Soon as talk to the wolves again and just to be clear, when I'm speaking with the animals, I'm assuming it's in Druidic because that just seems to make the most sense. And I'm going to tell them, feed yourselves, feed your pups if you have any, and I'll meet you here at first light.
Okay. Yeah, they agree. They give a sense of agreement to that.
Perfect. Turn to the other two. They're gonna go get dinner. We can get dinner, and I told them we'd be back at dawn to head out.
I don't do nature, Cora.
I mean, we're gonna have to go through nature to get there.
All right.
Nature. They're gonna be trees.
It's natural.
It's a forest.
Ugh. Trees.
You literally have an expert with you.
Okay. It's not
This
the
is
wolves I'm worried about. As long
my
as you keep the
forest.
trees in line, I'll be fine.
All right, so you guys heading back to town to kind of gather everything up
Yes.
overnight?
I had everything on me.
Yeah.
But-
Yeah. You have one more night basically of sleeping in town, and it's probably you're probably looking at a couple days in the wilderness ahead. Something to prepare for.
Wait, we're supposed to stay within 1 day of the town.
Yes, you are. That was the request.
I don't want to anger the military.
No.
I mean, you're not sure how far north it is.
Yeah.
It might be within a day. You don't know.
It didn't tell us how far. Just that they can take us.
I'm going to check with Aurora and see how the Prime Voice is doing.
Okay. Yeah. You can probably find her in the medical tent, as she usually is. Yeah, as you walk in, she'll... Trilliok, hey! Good to see you.
Hello. How's the Prime Voice?
She looks over, and you can see they have him on a much nicer bed now, kind of in the corner away from everyone else. She says, pale? Sleeping? Alive? Hasn't woken up.
Are his vitals doing okay? Everything seem to be there?
His heart seems a little weak, slow, but I mean, it's beating still. He's breathing.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, she says, I don't know. I've never encountered anything like this before. I don't know how he's supposed to recover.
Do you think this might have anything to do with it? And I'll show her the marble we found from the shade.
Okay. Yeah, she looks at it and she says, I don't know. I've never seen one of those.
Would you be able to identify it like you did the other item?
Yeah,
or do you have a pearl I can use to identify it?
She reaches in a pocket in the front of like her vest and holds out a pearl to you.
Thank you. And I'll ritual cast identify.
Okay. Yeah, so you sit down and kind of make your ritual. It takes 10 minutes.
11. Yeah.
11 minutes. Yeah. Yeah, so 11 minutes pass, and you focus through the pearl onto this object, and for a second, your vision focuses on the blackness of this small bead until the blackness seems to grow in your vision, and it's all you can see for a second. it fades away, and you can see water in front of you, rippling slowly. You can see a large hunk of pearl jutting out of the land, misshapen and strange, into that water. And your view turns, and you can see like arms and legs, and you see a couple huts around the area, and nothing major. You have a spear in your hand, and in a strange language words seem to come from you, and a small, skinny, slightly green-skinned human comes running up with a tray of food to you, and you grab a piece of cheese or something off of that tray. The small, skinny human looks at you with wide eyes and jumps forward around you. Your vision turns, and you see this dark shadow, much like the one that you saw in the warehouse, swipe through the skinny human, and you see their whole body go pale as they do, and they drop to the ground. You see this shadow moving forward to you, and reach out with its large claw into your chest, and you feel this biting cold even in your own chest before everything goes blinding white and then fades to black, and you find yourself back staring at this small black pearl in your hand.
Oh, I went on a trip.
Yeah, and Aurora's like poking you in the head as you come back. She's like, hey, you there?
Yes,
Hey.
yes, I'm here.
Oh,
You can stop.
hey, you went away there for a little bit.
I think I saw the last memories of this person's soul before they became a shade.
She looks at you for a second. She says, can I try it?
If you want.
That sounds
100
fun.
The pearl and the
I have a bad feeling.
shade
about
marble.
this.
She will sit there and she'll focus on it. She'll use a spell though, not ritual.
Yeah.
And you just see her face go slack, and she's just staring forward into nothingness for a good 4 or 5 minutes before finally she and she like clutches her chest for a second, and she's, whoa, that was intense.
A little bit.
What does it mean? She's like holding it, looking at it. She's like, she hands it back, she holds it out to you. Give me a perception roll.
Okay. I'm not very good at those.
15's decent though. I think as you guys are sitting here identifying this thing, you guys are kind of next to the charging stations for these med packs, and as she hands it back to you, it passes in front of one, and you see all the lights that normally light it up just blink out as she hands it as it passes next to it.
Hmm.
And then as you grab it, it lights back up again.
I look at the machine. I look at Aurora. I look at the marble. Does the shade marble appear to be shadier?
It looks the same.
I'll put it back in my backpack.
Okay. Yeah, all of the charging stations next to you, when you put it in your backpack, brighten a little bit, as if they were dimmed.
It appears to have some sort of effect on healing energy.
She nods. She says, it certainly seems to.
Should probably get out of here. Thank you for your time.
I don't know what I did, but okay.
I don't have a pearl worth 100 coins. So.
That's fair. Yeah.
And I'll head back to the tavern.
Okay.
Because I need a drink
Yes.
after being so attacked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I say we rest up and then sit out in the morning. Maybe the captain will, or the, what was she, the colonel?
Colonel.
Will have something for us by then.
I actually have no idea what the ranks are in the military, so I have no idea if that's actually a decent rank.
Colonel's pretty high.
In the
I thought
modern
so.
military, general is the highest, followed by colonel, followed by lieutenant colonel, then major, then captain, lieutenant, and second
Okay.
lieutenant. That's among officers.
Okay. So yeah, that's about what I wanted her to be. So that works.
Yeah, colonel is pretty high.
Yeah.
And all the time I was on base, I think I saw 2 colonels.
Our battalion commander was only a lieutenant colonel.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, you guys can take your long rest if you want.
Oh, I didn't get to spend my 1 or 7. That's fine. I'll
Yeah.
roll new ones.
All right. Do you guys want to stop here? It's been about 3 hours.
It would be a good
Yeah.
time for me.
Yep, I think so too. Okay, let's do goals real quick then. And see what
12
you
and
guys did.
It's not bad.
Nice. Okay.
Those are good skill checks for consistency.
Yeah, they are. Barlo, let's look at your goals. I have gain the trust of the people in Port of Pearl. I
did
think
gain Aurora's trust by doing the helping with the healing and the medicine.
Aurora and Captain Harlan are both on your side for sure. I think maybe now that the Colonel's here, she might be the last one that you have to kind of gain the trust of. And the Vox Populi, but we'll see what happens with him. You definitely work towards it, so you get 50 times your level. So 100 experience for that.
Okay.
Nice.
Try to resolve a situation without combat. You did successfully.
Yes.
So that is 150 experience for that.
Okay.
Nice.
And then free the frog people you work towards. So that's another 50 times your level, 100 experience.
All right. So that's 450 total?
Yes.
All right.
Should put you pretty close to level 3, if not at it.
That puts me a 100 points over level 3.
Nice.
What was the for level 3? What's the number?
900?
And then it jumps way up from there to the next one.
Yes.
I think they do that on purpose. They want you to get the first 2 levels quick, and then
Yeah.
the
Yeah, they
breaks
say
come on.
when they recommend it, I think it's in the DMG, they say after level 1 or after session 1, you should be level 2. After session 3, you should be level 3. So
Yeah.
definitely designed to go quickly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see, Cora, your goals. Find out who the elf was. I don't think you did that. I don't think you worked towards it either.
Keep in mind you can't switch these out if they seem like they're sort of out in the
Yeah, if they go.
distance.
Find the bullywug. You definitely worked towards that. I wouldn't say you've quite done it yet. So that's 50 times your level, so 100 experience for that. And then free the frog people you work towards also, so that's another 100 experience for you. Okay. Triliok.
Yes.
Find knowledge of interest in the shipping warehouse. I would say
think we
that
did
was yes. So that's 150 experience.
Nice.
Stop the threat from the zombies. I think you work towards. It's not quite done yet. So that's 100 experience for that.
Mm-hmm.
And determine who the owners of the mine are. I don't think you did either.
No, I'm gonna go ahead and switch that out. Actually.
Are you? Okay. Cool. I will get rid of it then. So that is what, 250 experience to you?
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
I'm almost there. I think the stop the threat would be finished once the ogres are either killed or at least removed from the town.
Yep. That is, I think, coming up very soon.
Mm-hmm. So work on that.
Okay.
All right.
Cool. Well, thank you guys. It was a pleasure as always.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of
I look-
fun.
I look forward to
Thank
seeing what
you.
you guys do next week.
We'll find out.
I have
Yeah.
new
Thank you for the session,
friends.
Zombie.
Thank you guys, and good night.
Can we adopt the Wolf
Aw.
Friends as our new party member?
Yes, wolf friends would be great.
I'm down.
All right.